YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube Community Group, mrycg, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for mrycg. Hello, welcome everybody. Yes, finally, we're back. YouTube Tuesday is back. Series 6, Episode 1. Big apologies for this delayed start of Series 6. Just notice how bright that light is there behind me. Sorry for the delay on bringing back. As many of you know, I have been exceptionally poorly, but all is 99.9% sorted. Made sure I've got plenty of drink with me to clear the throat as we progress through the show today. Just like now, hang on a second. Yeah, so I'm a bit croaky still, but I worked through it. But yes, we're back, Series 6, Episode 1. And is it right to say that I'm actually nervous about doing this time? Why? I do this all the time, including with radio and everything, but for some reason, I'm actually nervous about bringing this episode to you. It might be because of what's planned. And for those of you who have been following the social media of Barnabas Junction, you'll get a bit of an understanding. And also, if you see my channel basic live stream layout update a few days ago, those that you've seen that, you'll already have an idea of what is planned for this series. And we're going to be working with some products that I have never even worked with before, but fingers crossed, excuse me, all will be well. Before we do, though, we have to do the obvious usual, and that is give thanks to all the channel supporting members. So, as always, thank you very much to everybody that's on the list here, including a new channel member coming on, the Digger Evans Model Railway. So he is on that list now, and his links are in the description below. So Train Freak, Owens Model Railways, Leicester Station and TMD, building the ELR step by step, Flint Hills Model Railway, Valley Brook, Crossways Point Junction, Eagle Creek Yard, Darren Faulkner, Sparky, Donegal Dad Rail, Digger Evans, Paul Sinek, Container Man, Hollybrook Junction, The Growler Blackwood Engage, Simon Trains, I said it right this time, Model Railway Showcase, New Durham Junction, Steve Lockhart of Route 7, Moreland Model Railway, Andy, Charlie McGowan of Partick Hill, I need to adjust that actually, John Dawson, Effingham, Micro CX, and Flymo Chairman 1, who is obviously one of my mega moderators in these streams every single time of the show. And we may actually notice, and I don't know if he has actually noticed himself, he's just saying hello to what others in the chat right now. I do have a new moderator, and he did not know he was going to be a moderator, but I have made him a moderator as of this series. And yes, thank you very much, Digger. You are now a new moderator on this channel. So congratulations on being selected as a new moderator. I hope you'll enjoy being a moderator and doing fantastic things you do across all the YouTube channels that you're already a moderator on. So fantastic to have Digger as a moderator. And again, thank you for joining the channel as a channel member. All things good for you. So let's have a look. Now I've got a new phone because my old phone that I used to use, Samsung Galaxy S7, decided to just turn off on me and not come back on again. So I've got a new phone. I'm still working out the bits and bobs on it. So YouTube's pretty much the same. Let's have a look. Let's sweep it back to the beginning because there was a lot of you on even before the stream started. So let's start at the very end. Beatenhoff Junction, Arthur Humphreys, Flymo, Hemel Down, Model Railway, Tico Sprinter is in the chat. Malvern Junction, thank you for joining us. You're in the chat. The Growler Blackwood, you're in the chat too. Who else? Make sure I try my best to make sure I don't miss anybody. John A. Dawson says, hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've been on Jason's live streams. I'm listening in the background while I work. Everybody take care and stay safe. Same to you, John. Thank you very much for joining us. Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase is in the chat. Hi, Simon. How are you? Hope you're well. Les Gilpin is in. Who else have we got in? Obviously, more and more will pop in as and when they do. Donegal Dad Rail, as he's extended his channel name. He's in the chat. Good evening to you, Mark. Jeff Hammond, Flint Hills, good evening to you. Thanks for dropping in. David Atkins from British Columbia, good evening to you, David. Dinmore Junction at Model Railway, evening, Jason. Evening to you. Who else have we got? Mark Wilson, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us tonight. CSS Wrensville, good evening to you. Timber, all right, Timber. Timber was interviewed last week, a couple of weeks ago. Off the rails thing, so if you haven't heard that, go check that out. Western Signalman is in Leicester Station and TMD. Gary, good evening to you. Who else have we got in? I've not said hello. Effingham is in. Evening all, he says. Evening all. Hello. Who else we got in? I've not said hello to yet. I'm not even looked at what people are saying. Everyone's pretty much just saying hello to one another. Mark Wilson, hello to you. Tim's Hobby. Tim, good evening, Tim. Thanks for joining us. Tim's Hobby Desk. If you don't know who Tim's Hobby Desk is, it is Tim. It used to be way back Family Model Railway. Good on you, Tim, joining us. Who else have we got in? Everyone's saying hello. St. Mary's Church Model Railway, evening to you all. He says, good evening to you, sire. Wig Wag Workshop, good evening. Thanks for joining. I like that name. Wig Wag Workshop. Say that when you've had a few. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. David Cook is in. Hello. Just a flying visit, he says. Yeah, Tim's Hobby Desk. Tim is in on the Isle of Wight. What's the weather like down there? Apparently, it's supposed to be really nice. At the moment, it's been a bit cool up here in the northwest. But I know New Durham Junction, he's in Blackpool at the moment. It says the weather's been fantastic today. Oh, dear. So, right. Good evening to you all, one and all. I'll place that there. So, those of you who have been following the social media, you'll know what I've already got planned, what's already been in progress. Obviously, there has been a delay with me being ill, which put me behind on getting preparations in place ready for this new series. We left off with the fencing being done on the TMD, the security fencing. If you've been following the social media and also checked out last week's layout update, you'll see now that is now completely finished. I've done even more on that since. So we'll have a brief look over that in a bit because the scenery has started to appear on there now that fencing in, and I am really pleased with it. So we'll follow over to there very shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to be getting on with what this series is going to be mainly focusing on. There will be other little bits throughout the series as well, but the main focus of this series is going to be the viaduct. If you've seen the the thumbnail of the show, you'll have seen an image on that thumbnail of what I'm trying to replicate. If you've not seen it, pop off and have a quick look and then pop back. If not, I will get a picture of that posted on the social media of this channel very soon. But I have been working, that's what's taken the majority of the time, is getting that prepared after I've been ill, you see. So I had quite a lot to do. I started off posting a picture on the YouTube channel and the other social medias about I've actually taken a section away of the boarding that was on the track level. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. I've got a second camera just here at the side. Owen just advertising he's been a member for 19 months. Thank you very much. Yes, you can become a channel member if you wish, from a little 99p a month, just basically to support the channel and get some behind the scenes and early peeks at stuff. So good evening, great to see you back. He says, great to have you here, Owen, and great to have you as a channel member. Thank you very much. And also, a bit belated, but congratulations on passing your driving test. Top man. I bet you've been out and about and everywhere these days. But yes, Simon's oh, we're all doing it now, showing off your membership time. Simon Train's now showing off that he's been a member for 20 months. Crikey, is it been that long? So only 19, Simon, 20 months. Wow. I wonder who's been the member. Do you know what? I'm going to have a look and see who has actually been the channel member for the longest. I'll have a think about that and see. I'll try and get that sorted for next week, and I'll have a look through. But if you want to become a channel member and support it, link is in the description. Or if you go to the channel homepage, there is a join button to click also, and there are several membership levels. Each gives a little bit of a different perk on each of the levels. There are 4 levels. Oh, and Tim Hobby Desk has just joined as a level 1 channel member. Thank you very much, Tim. I'll get you into the channel members Facebook group as soon as possible. That is where you'll get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff before the public get to see it all yourself. So thank you very much, Tim, for becoming a channel member. Rightio. So what shall I show you first? Obviously you've seen that, but yeah, I'm going to show this. As some of you will know, I did the rock face. I made my own sculptor mold for that. And I thought that came out really well. But what I thought I'd do is I'm going to compare it with the real stuff that you can purchase. So I got hold of, what size bag is this? It's a £3 bag of Amaco sculptor mold modeling compound. I've got a hold of a bag. I'm definitely not going to use in all this, but we're going to, and this is what I'm really nervous. I've got my water, I've got my mixing stuff to get it all sorted, measuring and all that lot. We're going to be having a go at using this stuff on this viaduct area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch camera now over to the camera which is on the viaduct, and we're going to have a look at what I'm going to be doing. So let me switch camera. Please bear with me. Here we go. Right. So here we go. Right, so you can see, oh, there's you lot. Right, let me just bring this camera. Now, I've got to be careful because this camera is a bit, I noticed just before coming live, the camera is not fantastic. It's got a problem. So if it goes off, bear with me. I'll switch back to a different camera. But hopefully it shouldn't. So if I spin that round, there you can see the other camera. And spin that round and tilt you down. Right. Right, let's just move that back. Okay, let's level you out. Right, so let me get a pointy stick. Always good to have a pointy stick, isn't it? Right, so I posted a picture on the social media not long ago. That picture was the beginnings of what I ended up doing. So the picture I showed was this section here of the backboard, which is no longer there, cut out. I, since after consultation with some other modelers, decided to go even further, and I took it all the way to the end of the board. You can see there I ended up having to snap it off, all the way to the end there, and all the way to the end there, purely because of scenic embankment drops behind the board. Okay, so that is the plan. Now you'll see these big white lumps. Yeah, see these two white lumps? These are polystyrene. Let me just get another piece because they're obviously wrapped up, so you know what type of polystyrene this is. Now this does have a special name, and I know I think it's Timber actually told me what this actually is. This type of polystyrene, which has got like black dots in it, that is this stuff. Okay, it's exactly the same stuff. And I posted a picture of me having some fun with a file to take off expanded polystyrene. Thank you very much. There he goes. So that was done so I could create a slope. I then, to firm this up, covered it in plaster cloth. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that pin out because these are there for a reason, and you'll find out. I'm just going to see. I'm going to take this little piece of card off. So it's a bit like a guitar. So that is that section, and you see it curves. It's not. It doesn't have to be brilliant. It's just a base. So that is the same on both sides. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that back on. If I can get it back on properly. This card is on for a modeling for the sculptor mold, basically to create an edge. These probably won't stay on because once the sculptor mold goes on and they're set, I'll be able to remove it, hopefully. So let me just tilt that. So there's the corner edging. That's to give a smooth edging, because I don't know how this product works. I don't want it basically flopping all over the floor. That's what happens when things go wrong. Don't put Bostik or Flame near the expanded polystyrene. No, won't do that. No chance of that. The pink, blue, black stuff is extruded polystyrene. Gotcha. Digger saying, I got a tube of glue called Super Phatic Glue for polystyrene, etc. It's from SMS. What else have we got? People saying, no, already made my mind up. Best delivery is, no, it's not, it's DRS. Best delivery is DRS. Just looking back what people have said in chat. Okie dokie, what was that there? All right, it's David talking to Digger. Okie dokie, just keeping an eye on chat. So that is on both sides. This side sticks out slightly longer because this edging here is about it's about 3 inches sticks out further than on that side, as that one stops just as it here. So that's the TMD board. So that is not as long on that side. In fact, I'm going to quickly just measure that. So let me just measure there. I'll measure to the track. So right, so that is 30 centimeters, and this side is only 22 centimeters. So 8 centimeter difference between the two sides. So as you can see, that's also got the card edging on it. Now, the difficult thing I've got to work on this is I've got to try and get this stuff in, this sculptor mold in there and worked on in such a tight space. Now, these center arch sections, these do come out. These are not fixed in, so I can remove those, and I'll do that right now. So I've got plenty of access. Cooey, fingers out the back. So I've got plenty of access to get in there. Fingers crossed. I'm not too bothered about making a mess of underneath here because I can sort that out afterwards. But hopefully I've got plenty of room to get some sculptor mold in there. I'm not too fussed about what's underneath the very area here, as it'd be interesting to keep a gap anyway. It won't really make any difference. But once the sculptor mold is in there, it'll add a little bit of strength and support to these ends. I did have a question about ensuring that there is support underneath this board to stop it sagging. This is 9mm ply. The stretch is 46 inches all the way across. There will be once these are underneath here and on this, there is absolutely zero chance of it ever sagging. They're pretty much, it is rock solid. Another thing is, if anyone does ask, what about droppers? I've calculated that no droppers are needed on any of these 4 tracks that cross over here. Droppers on the track are here, which are take us up to the start of all the pieces that are on this piece of track. And as you can see, we've got a gap there. So all that track, that side, has got droppers already. What I'll do is on this side, I will get droppers just here from the end of that point where there for that side. So that is not an issue. That is something for the future. I don't need to worry about any droppers, which is great because that means I don't have to hide any wires underneath this board. So it's completely free of any cabling, wires, or anything like that whatsoever on this viaduct. Okay, so what the plan is, if I can, is attempt. Now I'm going to lower this down. I'm going to attempt at this sculptor mold. So bear with me while we wobble the camera. So I'm bringing you down to board level. So you can see now through there, you can see the light. The reason why I cut the back of the board out is because I wanted light at the back there. So when you're looking here, it looks like it is an actual bridge, if you understand me, instead of it just being dark and just look like in a block of wood. So I wanted some illumination of some sort behind there. Brayworth Park, good evening to you. Angel Share Model Railways, good evening to you for dropping in. Clyde Station also dropping in. Anybody else that said hello? Good evening. Thank you for dropping in tonight. Okay, so let me just move that. Right, okie dokie. So before we get cracking with our very first bit of work on this sculptor mold, where I've got something else to show you before I do start with any sculptor mold, and that's another image which is on the thumbnail. But before we do, let's get on with our first of tonight's show, shoutouts. So tonight's first shout out, and I have selected these channels. This channel is currently only on 293 subscribers, and this goes out to a channel called Chapel House Model Railway. I'm going to switch the camera so you can see, so it's on me actually, instead of just staring at the backboard. So let's bring me back on. Hello. Right, so the first channel tonight to on a shout out is Chapel House Model Railway, currently on 293 subscribers. Okay, so we're interested to know what is going to happen with this channel. Let's have a look at the chat while we're at it. Melvin would love to have a shout out, please, Jason. Yes, don't worry, we will sort shout outs for channel. If you want to, I'm going to be doing something in a moment. I'm going to mention something in a moment about the shout outs each week and also other things. So let me just change that because for some reason I'm not. No, I'm not. Right, okie dokie. Right. So Chapel House Model Railway, 293. Oh, it's gone up 2 already. It does have a little bit of an about section. The building of a small 00 gauge steam area fictional layout based in the West Riding of Yorkshire. Features will include a factory, canal, a loco shed area, along with a small station. This channel deserves some viewage. It's a great little channel, and I do he posted a video out of platforms and station lighting 11 days ago, and this is what gave me the urge to select this as a shout out this week, because I think that lighting on that platform that he's done is absolutely brilliant. I really do like it. It reminds me of back in the days when I did my lighting on my layout on my platforms as well, and did my platforms. If you want to see that video, it's called Changing Platforms. Really do like it, so please do give it a look. Remember, if you do like what you see, subscribe to this channel. Oh, if we can get him 2 more, we can get into 300. Do subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Click the bell for all notifications and select all as well, to make sure you receive all notifications of this channel. So Chapel House Model Railway, you are tonight's YouTube Tuesday Series 6 Episode 1's shout out for the show. So we'll keep an eye on that. 2 more subscribers will hit that at 300. So we hope we can help this channel. Oh, 1 more. Come on, 1 more. Let's get this channel to 300 tonight. I'm sure Chapel House will be very, very appreciative if you do subscribe of this channel. Remember, interact with the channel as well. Hit 301. Fandabby dozy. 301 subscribers. Well done to you all. So yeah, when you do subscribe to the channel, make sure you do interact with that channel. Go on their latest one, or go on any video really. Give it some thumbs up and drop a comment. You know what to say, so I don't need to repeat it. Fantastic stuff. So that is our first shout out for today. So I'm on about modifying the shout outs. What I want to do is, just like with the Modeller's Moment, I'm looking for recommendations from you, the viewers. I want you viewers to choose the shout outs in a show. I'm trying to work out the best way to do this, but at the moment, I think the best way to do it is if you email a recommendation for a shout out for a channel, or even your own channel. You can recommend yourself as well. Or if you want to recommend a list of channels, you can list as many as you like. And I will have a look through that list. Obviously, eliminate ones that we've probably already done a shout out. Otherwise, although we can do them again. But please email me a list of recommended channels that you would feel would appreciate and really deserve a shout out on this show each week. Email me barnabasjunction@gmail.com. Easy as that. Just make it short and sweet. Say recommendation for a shout out on the show, and list as many as you can, or as many as you like. So look forward to receiving those emails. As always, that is the same email address if anybody wants to feature on Modeller's Moment, which comes up towards the end of the show. That is where you can have your layout featured in around about a 2-minute slot here, with short video clips or photographs, and that's exclusive for a viewer, one of you lot out there that has a Model Railway. You don't even need to have a YouTube channel. You can just basically, if you're just a YouTube viewer, but you do have a Model Railway, you can get it showcased here on Modeller's Moment on this channel. So that's the same email address if you want to be featured on that as well. BarnabasJunction@gmail.com. Righto, just having a look at the chat. Tim's Hobby Desk. I've been watching too many channels and all of them are fantastic. I agree. While I've been ill, I've actually been playing catch up. I've caught up on all my YouTube stuff. So really, that was worthy of being ill, I would say. Melchester Model Railway, good evening to you. Thanks for dropping in tonight. Brayworth Park also. Anyone else that I've missed, thank you very much for joining us. I'll recommend one in the NSE era, and he's N-Gauge Warphampton. I've not heard of that one. Well, email it over to me. Please do. Feel free to email your recommendations to me. Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much. Right. So, Chapel House is now at 302. Fun. We just have a look and refresh. It indeed it is. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you indeed. Right. So, let me just place that there because I need both hands for this next thing to show you before we get on with the sculptor mold. That's going to be all fun and games, like, because I've never worked with actual sculptor mold. Right, in here, and no, it's not a sausage. It's a tube. Yes, it's a tube. Look at it here. And in here is a little something produced by an absolutely fantastic guy. And some of you may have actually seen the little sneaky peeky picture I posted out saying, what is this? Well, what is it indeed? What is this? Sausage Tinko. Right, let's check I've got it the right way up. Hang on. Yeah, I had it the wrong way up. Right, Tinko sausage. So here we go. It is indeed back scene, but it's not just one back scene. I can't unravel it all. This is 12 foot long. There are 4 back scenes on here. I'm just going to have to disappear. 4 back scenes on here. They are the same. 4 of the same back scene. And some will say, but they're only small. Well, there's a reason for that. These are produced by Jumble Lane Printing, and these are absolutely astonishingly fantastic. I am absolutely over the moon with these. I was inquiring on social media about an idea I had for a back scene for this back area. Instead of just seeing the wallpaper, the blue wallpaper, I thought about a bit of a back scene. And I'm just going to switch the camera over so I can explain this. Okay, so let's go to this camera and let's lift you up. Okay, so this is why it's only so high. If I place that there, you can see it's because that is designed to fit between here and here. Gonna have some absolutely hilarious times fitting this because it's going to be difficult getting, because my plan is, and let me just move the camera forward. The plan is to fit the back scene all the way down to the very end, even like where I've already done those scenics. So I have got to be very careful and try my best to fit that back scene behind all that scenics I've already put in. And I've got to get this done before, obviously, I, 1, ballast this, and 2, put any trees or stuff in behind this board. So that, I don't think I'm going to be doing that on screen because there will be a lot of swearing, but I might just film some of it for a future. Looks like a nice layout, says Melchester. Thank you very much. Tuck things in nicely at the corner. Yes, it will do. The back scene looks great. Emailed you 2 recommendation for shoutouts, says Clybridge. Thank you very much. Easy as that, isn't it? I'll look at those and look at for next week. Clybridge says, I recently started fitting a back scene along the street scene. It's in my April update, phase 1 of it. I think I've actually seen that. So, yeah. Now, the reason why it's so long is because I'm going to try my best to do it in one fit. So it's going to be very, very, I would say difficult, but it's going to be very, very tricky because it's got to go all the way along and all the way to that corner over there. That's why they are as long as they are, if you catch my drift. It may end up being done in 3 sections, but I'm hoping to fit that in one complete strip. What I'm going to use to attach it, I am not sure yet. I may have to get some card and attach the card onto here and then attach the back scene to it. I am absolutely not sure. It's something that's going to take a lot of frustration, but I know the finishing touch is going to be top notch. I'm really going to be appreciative. Just as good as when obviously Jeff supplied the back scene for the station area. So it'll be just nice to give this side a bit of extra life, especially when doing photography or videos. Instead of seeing this, all this wallpaper that's painted, instead of seeing that, we can see at least a little bit of a scenic backdrop to basically the scene. Right, so let me, again, what I'm going to do is I'll just quickly show you again. So here it is. This is the back scene. So there are 4 in that strip, just in case, if you understand. But if all goes well, I may even add these to the other side, two sides of the layout. So basically, if I do get to use them, I've got one spare. But these are absolutely fantastic. What I'll do is I'll roll that side, if I can, without creasing it. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Now, I'm going to try and roll up one side and unroll the other. It's not going to work, is it? So, yeah, you get me gist. It's a long back seam. It's good, and it looks fantastic. So, huge thank you to Jeff, Jumble Lane Printing, who just produce bespoke back scenes. If you're after a back scene yourself, then please do get in touch. If you've got, maybe you've got an image yourself that you want to use, he will have a chat with you and come up with any possibilities of reproducing an image that you might have that you want to use as a back scene yourself. That is Jeff Dreeben of Jumble Lane Printing. So huge thank you to you, Jeff. Right. Just trying to ravel this up so I can get it back in the tube. So I don't want to leave it out for it to get damaged. So that, look out for that appearing very soon. There we go. That's that put away nice and safe. Okay. Right. What time are we on? 8:30. Let's just do. Oh, do you know what? I feel like I'm trying to put it off, aren't I? But I've got my tubs, I've got my water, and I've got my sculptor mold. I've got my hands. It's going to be. I need my towel. Where's my towel? There's my towel. So I've got my equipment I think I need. I'm sure many of you that have used sculptor mold before, you'll probably end up shouting at me saying I'm doing it wrong. I probably will be doing it wrong because I have no idea if I'm going to be doing it right or not. So all the fingers crossed. Shout out, yes, received a shout out, Clybridge. It's just got the email come up. What can we say here? What people say? Recently started, yeah, off the road at Shawbury and Wolverhampton have both done that. Excellent, Jason. I look forward to it. Clive Bowles says, I have lifted 34 yards of track from the loft layout so far. A lot more is to go. Dinmore, I can highly recommend Solvite, all-purpose, ready-to-use 1 kilogram tub adhesive for the back seams. Oh, right, okay. Excellent stuff. Matt, good evening, Matt. Thanks for joining us. Matt Slade of Jubilee. Okay, right. Jubilee Lane Model Railway in the loft. Looks good indeed. Yes, Jeff of Jumble Lane Printing with those back scenes. And I know he's had quite a few. And I think actually Matt has actually got the back scene that I've got for my station as well on his layout, which is of Bristol, which is just up the road for him. Right, so Tim's hobby desk. All my track, every gauge is now back in boxes. Oh right, yeah, because you're doing dioramas now, aren't you? So have you given up with the full all the layouts, all the railways, Tim? Are you just focusing on now doing dioramas and scenics? I have been following some, but I have missed a few. Hi, Jason. I've been lurking while working. Oh, you're a poet and you didn't know it. Moorland Model Railway, Andy. Right, so wish me luck. If anybody's got any recommendations on how to use this, on what sort of mixture, because I've read the back and it says, let me read what it says. Right, no train layouts at the moment. So it does say mix 2 parts sculptor mold to 1 part water. Stir the mixture 3 to 4 times or until thoroughly mixed. Model sculptor mold or apply it to a form or armature for larger pieces. With your fingers, use tools or fingers, moisten slightly to shape and smooth. Add more sculptor mold if desired as the mixture sets. For the rock face on my depot, I used Woodland Scenics Shaper Sheet and Shaper Sheet Plaster, so can't help you out about sculptor mold, says Clybridge. And nobody else still comments. So this I say, I have no idea if I'm going to be doing this right. So wish me luck. We're opening up the bag of sculpt mold. This is going to be the part where it's going to end up going everywhere, isn't it? Everywhere but where it needs to go. The bag is now open. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the camera. Right. See yourself over there. Quick drink. Right. So it says what? Is it 2 parts? It says I'm really nervous about this. 2 parts sculptor mold to 1 part water. Okay. Right. First of all, I need something to stir it with. I'd suggest a good long screwdriver will do for stirring it with. Everyone get recording for some entertainment. It'll be all right on the night. Cheers, Cliveridge. Oh dear. Oh, that's that funny. I need to put that on the screen actually. Let's see if I can find it. One moment. Yeah, here you go. That's that funny. It's got to go on the screen. I watched Mark of Main Train Eastport working with a bit of his stuff. My son and I got into a discussion about Mod Podge. That's something else I've yet to have a work with, actually, is Mod Podge. Excellent, that is, to Clybridge. Cheers for that. Right. So, I've got a tub there. I've got a bowl of water down here. Now, it didn't say whether cold or warm, so it's like lukewarm. A long screwdriver. Now we're talking. Hey, steady now, steady. Screenshot. Right, so it doesn't say how to measure what a part is. So what is a part? I take it it's an equal amount. Wish us luck. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the jug. Let's, what is it? 2 parts sculptor mold to 1 part water. So, I don't know, 500 millilitres of water, shall we say? What's this now? Is that 500? It's just under 500. And that's not bad. It's exactly 500. 500 millilitres of water. That's going to be a lot of sculptor mold, I think. Do you know what? I'm going to try to go. Instead of going with a large amount, this is how nervous I am. We'll go with a small amount to start with. Not going to ask what the screwdriver's for. Right, let's go with 100, the 200 mil. Yeah, 200 mil. That's better. A smaller amount. Right, so we want 400 millilitre of this stuff. This is where it's going to end up going everywhere, isn't it? Yeah, because it's not going to fall out. It's not going to roll out, is it? So this is what's great about live. Oh, it is. It's coming out. This is the fun of live streams. If it's going to go wrong, it will go wrong. Uh-oh. Break it up a bit. If it's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong. Let's have a look. How much is that? What's that? It's going everywhere. Oh, I don't know if that's right. Ebsworth Street, good evening. I've no idea if that's the right amount. I'm just going to guess it, I think. I'm just going to get a little bit more. So I still think that's not enough. Christ, this stuff gets everywhere. It's fast, bad as bad. Right, so big screwdriver. It says mix it in. Okay. I'll get my hands in there eventually, but just to start it off, let's just use the screwdriver. Christ, there's dust going everywhere. I don't think that's enough water. Oh, no, it's working. It's working. Can you see the dust rising? Whew. It is working. Right, it's time to get my fingers in there now. It's working. Yeah, that's work. That might actually be a right amount. It's actually working. Can you hear it? Absolutely. What am I doing? I'm doing my hillside. This is the first time I've ever used sculptor mold. The real stuff you buy. Before, I suppose folding it like icing sugar. Yeah, just folding it in, prodding it down, mixing it, make sure all of it is soaked up, the water. Well, it's not too bad on the hands actually. So just getting to make sure all the dust. Now I'm going to turn the camera, because this is where the fun's going to start, because I haven't got a clue how this is going to work. Now it does suggest you can moisten where it's going. So I have got a water bottle somewhere, which I should have got that sorted out before I did the show, but I didn't. So let's get it now. There's the lid. So let's get the lid. Get some water in it. And we'll just get rid of that bit of water. That water's got a bit manky that was already in it. Oh, it makes you want to go to the loo. So we'll top the bottle up. Hey Timo, Scrapline's in. Good evening, Tim. You've probably worked with sculptor mold, knowing you, so you probably know if I'm doing it right or doing it wrong. So do the spray on that. There we go. So I'll just moisten that up, just to give it something to bond to, and the wood. Right, here we go then. Fingers crossed. Let's see how this works, because it's already setting. In fact, I'm going to add a bit more water to that. There we go. Softened it back up again. So add water as we go. I want to build up this embankment so it's almost level. So it's kind of level with the graveyard, but smooth it down, if you understand. I want that in there. Messy modelling, isn't it the best? CV Railroad and HO scale, thanks for joining us. So yeah, the board is there as a former, if you understand the modelling term for that. I'm sure most of you do know. Just go for it and use your fingers to spread it out. If you keep playing with it, I missed that, then it's got off the screen. I'll come back to that in a moment. So I want that to be a slope down. Oh, just dropped a bit on the floor. That's what I'm trying to avoid. It's not going bad actually. It's going better than I thought it would, to be honest. I've got to build the embankment up to the railway line. I'm not bothered about going under. Not bothered about it going under. Just need to press it down into the gap and build it up in front of the railway line. Now, not too fussed about it going right up to it, not right up to it, right up as high as I need it to go. Still got a bit, so that was not a bad amount, I don't think, to start with. Smooth that in. And by the feeling of it, it does not take long to set. It's already setting. So to manipulate it, if I need to manipulate it any more, all I've got to do is wet it. But that's not doing too bad at all. Just need a bit more there. The landscape's not perfect, so we need it to be a bit rough. Not bad for a first try, says Melvin. No, I think I'm quite impressed, actually. Definitely, I would say it's definitely easier to work with than the stuff I produce myself. It does set a lot faster as well. I don't need to worry about this creating a mess. Although we try to keep it off the carpet on the floor. But we push that underneath there. That. Push that down into the underneath the board. That ain't bad. Not bad at all. There we go. And that's the first mount in. There we go. So let me just grab a cloth so I can clean my hand. I'll just wipe off the excess from there. You're planning to paint it brown and then grass it over? Absolutely. Set quickly, Jason, but 3 days to dry out properly, says Andy. Thank you very much. That was the next step, the thing I was going to ask, actually. How long does it take to set? Where did I get the sculptor mold from? It was from Amazon. This is a £3 bag by Amico. I think it's Amico. Yeah, and it's a £3. Let's see if I can get that on the camera. £3 bag. So you can see I've just done that, and it doesn't even look like I've used any out of it. So I definitely think there's more than enough for in here. Question is, if those that you work it, once it starts setting, presumably if you wet it again, you can add to it and to sand it down. I hope that's right. What was that? You could cut out a hole for a burial scene for your... Yes, I do actually plan to do that. That's why I've not done the graveyards. You're actually ahead of me there. I do plan to cut out somewhere, probably around the front or maybe on this corner here, somewhere that's visible from the front, to cut out a section of the earth to create an actual scene of a funeral in progress. That's going to be pretty easy. I just use a drill bit for that. Preferably probably here, because you've got the strengthening beams underneath, so it won't go down through underneath through the board. That's why I get the terraform exactly right. Then only use a thin layer of sculptor mold so it dries quick. Yeah, obviously the thinner it is, the quicker it'll dry. Or make a zombie scene. You can add to it. Indeed, yes, I can add to that. Looking at that, that's pretty. I might just add a little bit more at the top just here, so it gives a bit of a smooth. But that's, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's bring the camera in. Let me bring the camera over so you can have a closer look. Just let me manipulate the camera. Let's have a closer look. So bear with me while I just manipulate the legs of the camera. Right, what do you think? That's a closer look. Just move that out of the way. There's my other camera just gone flying. Move that out of the way. Right, so what do you think? Do you think I think that looks all right. Then just lower the camera, and then helps if the camera leg's not falling down the loft hatch. There we go. Not sure if it'll focus. There you are. Mix with what's that comment there actually from CV Railroad? A mix with coloured unsanded grout for great results, even before you drill it. Yes. Yep, same one I have. One of my favourite locos. That's Clive talking to Tim of Scrapline. Clive Cobold's in. Good evening, Clive. And Ethan Armitage. Thank you for joining us. So what do you think, guys? Do you think for a first attempt, do you think that's going to work? Obviously, that's going to slide down. It'll probably here, see how the foam is here. I'm probably going to have it going to about there, actually. So that will be quite a smooth. Because the planned area before, you see the white where them were. I'm actually going to have that a little narrower than initially planned. So those will be kind of there, probably. Those will be a little bit narrower. So this is going to come down to about there and smooth it out, and then give maybe even just before these. In fact, let me just grab that. Actually, that is exactly where I want it. Yeah, they're exactly in the exact place. So yeah, it'll probably come to around where my finger is now, smoothing that gradient down to there, and then obviously we'll build it up underneath. But now this bit's on here. Now I've done this bit as the test. What I'm going to do is the next bit will be I'll start around the back and work from the back to the front, building this up. At the back, it will be quite built up a bit more because I want it to go slightly off, gets thinner as it goes to the back. But I think that's so I can. Let's have a look at the chat. It's like you've done it before. It turned out good, Jason says. Melvin, I've never done that with actual sculptor mold before. That is my very first attempt with real purchased sculptor mold. Before, I've only ever produced my own with the rock face that I did. It needs to be about 5 to 6 mil thick minimum. I do like the bridge, says Matt Slade. Yeah, so the bridge, it looks wide, but by the time all the sculptor mold is in, this bridge is going to get a lot narrower. So as I said, the actual bridge opening is only going to be about that wide. Okay. Obviously the top area is going to be slightly wider, but the ultimate area of the bridge, once the embankments come in, will be a lot narrower than the full area that was on show. Matt says, I like it. Thank you very much, Matt. Newland Railway, good evening to you. So that is our first attempt at sculptor mold, and I've got to say, I quite enjoyed doing that. And that has turned out so much better than I first thought it would do. So now I'm wondering if to leave this on, or once this is set, take it off and then put on the sculptor mold itself and smooth it off. I don't know now. I'm just wondering what to do there. I'm actually thinking I quite like that piece of card. So it's got a nice smooth drop to it. So we'll work on that in time. Guys, I've got to go. Clive, see you all next time. Guys, thank you very much. Clive from Northern Ireland, thank you very much. Is this the replacement bridge over the Four Eagles? What's that? Is this the replacement bridge over the Four Eagles Bridge after the accident? Yes, yes, quite right. Good. You pointed that one out, so you know about that incident. The original Four Eagles Bridge, Adam. Well done for spotting that. Needs to be, yeah, we read that. Right, what time are we in now? We're into 1 hour in. So it's time for our next, if I can bring it up. It is time for our next. And the next shout out goes to another model railway, and this one is called Bomber County Line Model Railway. Bomber County Line Model Railway, currently on 225 subscribers. Have you heard of this model railway? If you haven't, then you have now. Great channel, definitely worth taking a look at. Let's have a look at his about section. He has a nice area on his about section that is filled in. Bomber County Line is the channel for my model railway based on the fictitious preserved line in Lincolnshire. Not meant to be taken too seriously, just somewhere to portray what I enjoy about visiting preserved lines across the UK and to showcase my collection of preserved model locomotives. Whereas, barring one or two examples, the locos are all preserved examples or new builds. The rolling stock is a bit more what you typically might see on a preserved line in the UK. Still very much in its infancy. I'll be posting updates as I progress. First time for me building a DCC layout, so I'm learning as I go along. I also post my videos of a Rushton 48DS that I own with some friends based at the Rocks by Rails, and videos of visits to preserved lines and preserved locos on the main line. Hope you enjoy the videos and they bring some enjoyment for you. So there is Bomber County Line Model Railway. So it does feature narrow gauge Rushtons on there as well. Rushton on there, which is great because I do like them myself. Definitely worth checking out. Also, if you do like what you see, please do subscribe. Click the bell, select all for your notifications, and do interact with all channels that you do subscribe to. So that is shout out number 2. Interact with that channel. Drop them a comment, give them a thumbs up on some of their videos. Drop them a comment saying you heard about them here on the channel on YouTube Tuesday with Barnabas Junction. So that is shout out number 2. Getting plenty of messages coming in regarding recommendations on shout outs for the future shows. Thank you very much. I will be taking a perusal through them after the show. So that is Bomber County, definitely worth checking out. That is your second shout out for today. Right, so we have worked with sculptor mold. I am quite pleased with the outcome on that. Only downside is, yeah, a little bit messy with the dust to start with, but once you've added the water and it starts to mix with the water, that dust obviously dissipates and becomes easier to work with. So this is already, it's that warm in this loft. This is already setting. I can't actually, I can just leave a tiny imprint because it's not that thick, to be honest, in most places. If I wet it, it might just smooth out a bit more, but I don't really want it to smooth it out because I want it to be quite lumpy. There may be a few odd little spots, maybe here. I might add a little bit more just to give it a bit of more of a smoothness from off the graveyard. But there will be trees and bushes on here. I say I will post the representation, the picture that I'm trying to replicate of the line passing over on my social medias. If I haven't already done so, I'm sure I have, but I'll do it again for you all very soon. So what to do next? Well, I tell you what, let me just put that up there because I just knocked it off. Let me switch the camera back to me. There we go. So back to me. Hello, everybody. Right, it's a bit lopsided, but never mind. So there's going to be a lot going on this bridge as well as doing this sculptor mold. That sculptor mold, I'm going to have a full session on getting all that lot done. That's going to take some time. You've seen the first bit on. I will say that is actually very good product to work with, and not really used much, as long as obviously you've built a form up before it to fill the vast space. I wouldn't have done that without the polystyrene being there already, because you'd have used so much of it that it'd have just been a massive lump of the stuff, and two, you would have found it would have taken forever to dry. So if you're coming to use Sculptamold, put something behind it as a former and build on that to your desired consistency and smoothness and all that sort of stuff. So definitely worth checking out. What I'll do is that was from Amazon. I will post the link for that on the social medias for anyone that's interested in that actual product itself. But if you want to know a bit about how to make your own type of Sculptamold, then check out my rock face series videos that I did in a couple of series ago now, over on that side, where I actually made my own, and I was quite impressed with that. But yeah, this is not bad actually, and it does go a long way. Quite easy to work with. So what I'm going to do now for the final part of this show, before we get into the last 30 or so minutes, is I'm going to take you over to the TMB, and I'm going to have a look and show you what we've been doing, well, I've been doing, should I say, in the last couple of days beyond the layout update. So I'm going to take this camera. Let's get over there. Right. Let's extend the legs. Right. So let's switch camera. Here we go. Ooh, right. So what we'll do is I'm going to start off on this corner here. Tilt you over. Try not wobble. So we've started with some scenics. We've got the bushes around the fencing now. Now what I've done is, if I've got the product around, I haven't got it at hand, I put it away. So around the bottom of the fencing, I did put some brown earth scatter to cover over the bottom of the fencing when it went in, and then put woodland scenics, woodland scenics bushing, which is going to have some scatters and other bits and bobs of weeds and stuff going on it. But the main thing I've been doing, obviously, is working on here. So let me just adjust this stand. There we go. There we go. So we now have gravel path. Now originally I did say I was going to just put footpath markings in there and take it all the way down the side, but I changed on that, and I've used the N gauge gravel, which is the same gravel which was recommended for doing in the front grounds of the pub. So it's medium grey B82. Although it's medium, it's really fine. I've used that for the footpath as gravel for the path. This area here, that's going to have a bike shelter, an old style bike shelter in there. This is the entrance for the office staff that are coming to the depot, the control depot, and that comes all the way along here and up to the footbridge as well. I don't know how far I can actually take the camera without unplugging it. Let me just see if I can move the camera over to the other side. How far can I get it? So on the other side, we've got pretty much the same. Yeah. Try not to pull the camera out, the cable out. Just move the. There we go. Take the strain off the cable. So on this side also, let me just lift the camera up so you can see. There's the thing. There we go. There we go. So we've also on this side continued the gravel over. As you can see, the gravel comes along up to this gate as well. I've not hoovered any of the excess off yet. I don't really think I'm going to need to. I've put some bushes and stuff here. This is still not finished, and it's all had scenic cement added to it, so it is rock hard. But let's say I've still got excess to hoover off, and there's going to be a couple of trees, and then I'm going to weather the back of the control panel board, which is obviously the point board. for the layout. That just looks white, doesn't it? And that's the TMD. As I've already mentioned previously, a few other little bits and bobs have been done on this, but as I progress around here, I will progress in to the TMD with bushes and stuff. But that's, yeah, the fencing is gone in absolutely brilliantly. Let's take it down. And down even more. I think the view is turning out quite good. I'm quite liking that. Just trying to position the camera so I don't have to hold it. So the view is coming along well. Still lots to do on there, but that is how the TMD is progressing since the last layout update. So let's have a look at the chat. Scroll back to where I was. Right, okie dokie. Partick Hill Station, are you a Scottish layout? He is, but Charlie is based in Canada, but his layout is based in Scotland. Only 20 likes and 51. Hit the like button, says Dinmore. Thank you very much indeed. If you are, if you're enjoying the stream, as always, please do give it some thumbs up so the algorithms can spread it with other modelers alike. I'm sure I've seen the bomber line before, maybe not signed in at the time, says Flymo. Hit the like button, subscribe and share. It looks good stuff. I will have to look at getting some. Charlie replying to Clybridge. Flymo doing a fantastic job. Craig's Hobbies and Trains. Hi all, sorry I missed the grand opening, was getting my trailer loaded. No worries, you can always check back, rewind. But thank you for joining us no matter what. Clybridge talking to Charlie. And Charlie talking to Clybridge. Finnerton Central, evening all. Evening my lad. Evening Brian, good evening. What else have we got? Leicester, looking good, Jason, thank you very much. Looking good also. Your fences look good, thank you very much, Charlie. I think they're going to get a bit of weathering. These, especially the wires, they're going to get a bit of weathering just to make them stand out. But this little trick I found is if you get any glue on this meshing, if you just got a dry little paintbrush and you just basically just put the paintbrush over this meshing where there's any glue, it soaks into the paintbrush and it takes it away from the meshing. I found that totally by accident when I went and got some glue on the mesh, which I was quite impressed with. You need some new cabside vinyls for 88001 if you have it. I don't have, the 88's not available in the model form yet. I also am working on getting my new shuttle installed, as I bought a new one while in Los Angeles. Beating off, right, night all, catch up on the rest of the video tomorrow. Being off, cheers Dave, thanks for dropping in. Right, let me just refresh that. So I'm just going to refresh that. There we go. Thank you very much. There we go. Oh, I'm just going to minimize my screen. There we go. Fantastic stuff. Right, so let's switch camera back to me. Hello. Now I can bring this camera back. Oh, yeah. So unprepared with this show these days because I nearly sent the camera downstairs then. So that is the work, the sculptor mold. What do you guys think about that? I'm quite impressed myself. I have to say I want to get on with more, but time is ticking on and we've got still the remainder of the show to do. We've still got another shout out. There's no modelers moment this week. I have had some in, but there is no one this week because I didn't have the chance to get it all collaborated together, ready to show you. But for future reference, for anybody that wants to feature on Modeller's Moments, if you want your layout featured on Modeller's Moment, get in touch with me via email, barnabasjunction@gmail.com, with some couple of short video clips, photographs of your layout. It's nice to have about 10 photographs, something like that, of different areas around your layout, or maybe something you're working on your layout. Maybe it's working on some rolling stock, doing some weathering, doing some painting, or even just doing some scenery, or basically even just for showcasing some trains on your layout in certain places. Please do get some photographs sent over to me for Modeller's Moments. You'll get featured in future episodes. We still do have one more shout out yet on the show. Stand by for that. But right, thank you very much. Let's get that shout out done. So the final shout out this week is a channel which came to my attention after they got in touch with me in regards to something else. And I was like, oh, I like that channel. And I felt that it's got a good subscribership, but I think it deserves a lot more. If you like your model railway exhibitions, if you like your model railway toy fairs, train fairs, things like that, and you like model railways in general, then this is a channel for you. This is husband and wife team that have got this channel, and the channel is called Well Chuffed Railways. These have been going around bargain hunting, a bit like the old David Dickinson routine, going around exhibitions and toy fairs doing a specific type of bargain hunt for bargain model railway products, i.e. a locomotive, a coach, wagon, scenic problems, stuff like that, anything like that. And I think it's really good because it highlights how cheap you can actually make the hobby if you really, really want to. Got a good interactiveness with their audience, so they're always on the community tab of their channel as well. So please do check out Well Chuffed Railways if you like what you see, and I think you will do, because everybody likes a bargain, and these show a really good way of grabbing a bargain. Please do check it out. Right, let's have a look at the About section. Oh, it's got a nice long About section. Right, we are Well Chuffed Railways, a fun, quirky channel about railways, big and small. We are Rick and Pauline. Well Chuffed Railways is our quirky little YouTube channel, which is all about our days out and about visiting model railway exhibitions, heritage railways, toy fairs, and lots of other things. We also will be taking a closer look at their own model railway layouts and reviewing their goodies we get on our adventures. Lots of other features to come, including abandoned railway locations and a new feature called In the Picture, and lots more. We do things a little bit differently, so we won't pester you to like and subscribe. Well, I want you to go and like and subscribe, because this is a channel that really does deserve it. And try selling new merch, etc. But please do go check it out. P.S. We are taking our dog Bobby on some trips. Cheers and thanks for watching. P.S. And please note that any comments you leave excuse me, will be responded to after 6 o'clock in the evening when they get home from work. So now's a great time to get on that channel and drop a comment. Please do interact. So it's a form of interacting with a channel that you do subscribe to. So it's well worthy of checking out. Well Chuffed Railways. It is Rick and Pauline who own this channel, and they do. I love their video. I can't wait. It's one of them channels where I actually can't wait for the next video to come out, because it's the great videos. They're not like overpowering and as in droning on forever, which sometimes is good if you want to really settle into watching a video. But for this type of video, they have nailed it. They are brilliant. They're what they do, and they have got some belting bargains. Well, like that, belting bargains. So check it out. Well Chuffed Railways. Rick and Pauline, well done to you. That is today's third and final shout out. Let's say, any channels that you do subscribe to, make sure you do click the bell, select all for the future notifications. Excuse me, I need a drink. for future notifications, and do interact with channels that you are subscribed to. I've been trying my best to do that myself while I've been catching up, while I've been pawning. And that is your final shout out. So great stuff. All three of these channels are great, but as I said, I am open to your recommendations for shout outs each week, including your own channel. Maybe you want to shout out yourself. So get in touch with me. I'm going to cough again. Hang on. Please do get in touch with me by email, barnabasjunction@gmail.com, with recommendations for shout outs for future episodes. And I say, and including your own channel can be included in that recommendation. You can send me recommendations for as many as you like. Keep on flowing in. We do 3 an episode. So I like to, I'm going to choke. I told you, I'm still rough. So that is, do you know what? I think we're going to leave it right here for now. Thank you very much. I'm really choky right now. So thank you very much. This has been the first episode of Series 6. Loads more to come. I'm going to get off now while I choke to death. Thank you very much for joining me for the first episode of Series 6. I'll see you again next week, same time here at Barnabas Junction. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Thank you for everyone that joined us tonight. I'll see you again very soon. But until then, take care, stay safe, and what else do we always say? Keep on modelling. Ta from me.